Welcome to Mor-In The Know podcast. I'm your host, Josh Morin, co-founder and vice president of Field Supplements, as well as sobriety, woke, business, and wellness coach. Mor-In The Know delivers an array of content based on marketing, health and fitness, personal branding, addiction, and often goes down the rabbit hole of conspiracy, politics, and the truth. If you seek to better understand the inner workings of human consciousness, business, and humanity, you have come to the right place. Thank you for tuning in and taking along. Let's get today's podcast started. Sike! Yeah, right, man. Whew. 30 for 30 was done yesterday. I had my final podcast, my 30 for 30 series, and I made an announcement that I said, I'm going to take a few days off. I'm just going to go ahead and take a few days off. And man, on second thought, I'm not going to take a few days off. I'm going to keep this train rolling because and that's going to be today's message, is that maybe that was the expectation. I don't even know why I said I was going to take today off, because all day long I was like, man, I have a podcast to deliver. I have some words I have some service. I need to preach, baby. I'm like a pastor and a preacher that needs to let the message of God, the message of source, just rain out of my body. And this has been a habit, and that's why I did it for 30 days, is because it takes 28 days to truly solidify a habit. And I feel like, man, I was really missing out on my podcast today. I didn't do my podcast. And I feel accomplished. I feel absolutely accomplished that I did my 30 podcasts in 30 days. I'm grateful, and I'm really glad that I committed to the challenge. I'm glad that I stepped up to the challenge, regardless of all the adversity that I'd faced during the time. And I know I didn't really talk about that a whole lot, but there were some challenges that I faced, and there were some days that I definitely had a harder time of delivering a message. And I found that it wasn't absolutely easy every single day, and that's just okay. That's absolutely okay, and I have bought into the process, and I spoke about that on yesterday's podcast. The final process is just having patience with yourself. But that brings me to today. We are no longer on the 30 for 30 30 for 30 podcast series. Let me slow down for a minute. I'm getting too pumped up, too excited on this podcast. 30 for 30 podcast series. That's in the past now, baby. That was the foundation. I wanted to lay the foundation to Mor-In The Know, and I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just getting started. It's like I'm just putting my shoes on. I'm about to just lacing my shoes up right now. I'm maybe rubbing some CBD revolutionary oil on my knee, on my elbow, on my body. I'm kind of doing one of these numbers. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I just got my gear on. I just got my shoes on, and I'm just about to I'm not even going to get warmed up. I just got dressed, and that's how I feel right now. That's the infancy stage that I feel that I'm in right now, and I feel, man, I'm not even getting warmed up yet, and I haven't even made my way down to the arena. And when I make my way down the arena, you bet the preparation that I had for when I put my shoes on, when I pulled up my knee pad, when I pulled up my singlet, when I stretched out my neck and I started to get my mind right, you bet by the time it's time to step into that arena, I'm going to be dialed in. I'm going to be committed. I'm going to be focused. I'm going to be laser-like. It's going to be laser-like, and it's going to be dialed in. And that's the message for this podcast, is that, man, when you got a good thing going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if something's working for you and you feel that big momentum behind you, build on that. So today's podcast is a little bit about entrepreneurship and building momentum. The big reason why I did 30 for 30, number one, obviously I wanted to create a challenge for myself, to get out of my comfort zone, to learn about myself, learn about podcasting, deliver the good message, deliver the good word, and have a lot of content, which is phenomenal. Now I have 37 podcasts, and sometimes people take 37 podcasts and it takes them a year to do. And I'm grateful that I committed to the process, and sure, they're only 10 to 15 to 20 minutes long, but I have a ton of content. Not every single one is some awe-inspiring content, but guess what? I don't put that pressure on myself to have to keep and maintain that successful awe. Some podcasts get 5 views, some get 10. But it's the process, and I've bought into the process, and now I'm at a point now where if I show up and I just deliver and be my best and do my best, that's all that matters. And that's why I wanted to do a podcast right after the 30 days. I wanted to get right back into this, right back in this microphone, because I wanted to be the example. I wanted to be the example and practice what I preach. Words do not return void. Words are law, and I want to to show you that I'm not some phony. I'm not some guy that's sitting here and preaching to you about you should do this or this is about motivation and you should get your ass in gear. I'm really doing those things. I'm really doing those things behind closed doors. And I'm really committing to the process. So the 30 for 30, that was cool, but that was just a warm up. That was just me tying my laces a little bit, maybe doing a little neck roll, getting my mind right. I'm getting my mind ready. I'm getting my mind ready to continue that growth, that process. And that's what I love, man. That's what I love about this. And that's what you have to buy into. When I was saying have patience with the process, let's talk about the process. That is the process. Man, love every single stage of it. Love every single stage of the process. Because it's all good, baby. It all feels great. I had a video just reach 1,000 views. Thank you guys for tuning in on that. Of course, I was naked or had my shirt off. Of course, I had 1,000 views. But in total, I feel that the 30 for 30 was awesome. Yes, it didn't get hundreds of thousands of views and it didn't make $1 on YouTube, but that didn't matter because I feel that if I could reach one person, if I could resonate with one person during that 30 days, it made it all worth it. And if not, it's still worth it to me because it's created that momentum behind me. And not just in business or money. This has nothing to do with money. But when you're an entrepreneur and you are running a business and you are operating in free market and you earn what the free market bears, that means you don't trade your time for dollars, meaning you don't get paid for your time. You get paid to produce. You get paid for results. So one thing that I have learned in the last 30 days is regardless if this has directly driven sales, which I don't believe that it has directly driven any sales into my business, but I do believe this, as I do believe that on a subconscious level, it's definitely created this big momentum behind me, and that is within myself that I feel because I've really committed to the process. And when you can commit to yourself daily as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as an athlete, as a student, when you commit yourself to the process daily, become a student of the game, understand that there's going to be some challenges that you face, there's going to be peaks and valleys, and you learn to ride both the ups and the downs. And once you can grasp that concept, once you can understand that process, it becomes effortless. I'm not in this space of anxiety. I didn't set these unrealistic high expectations that this YouTube channel is going to blow up. Maybe one day it blow up, but one day at a time, consistency over time, growth over consistency. That's what's going to take for this channel to grow. And for me to grow, it's the same thing. And for you to grow, it's the same thing. And that's why I'm getting on here and doing a podcast for 31 days in a row. And I'm going to go on here tomorrow. I'm going to do 32 days in a row. And guess what? I'm going to take the weekend off. I'm going to actually take the weekend off. Unless you see me come back on here and jump on a Sunday night podcast, which I might. But I'm for sure taking Saturday off. But I don't feel that I had to reward myself in any way. Congratulations, Josh, you won. It was something that I set. It was a 30-day goal that I set. I accomplished it. I said, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for accomplishing it. And now it's moving on. Now it's moving on to the next one, as this has been the foundation, the foundational platform to allow me to step up, to step into my responsibility of what being successful requires. It's not the fear of failure. It's the fear of success that deters people from being and doing their best. Why? Because success takes responsibility, and that responsibility requires you to be your best self one day at a time, every single day. That's the key. That's the secret. I had somebody reach out to me and say, well, what is the secret? What's the fucking secret? The fucking secret is you show up. You get off your fucking ass and you get into the game one day at a time. You commit to the process. You understand the cause to the effect. You become a student of yourself, your inner workings, how you wire and how you fire. You begin to understand why people do what they do, so you no longer feel feelings of rejection, abandonment. You no longer get angry or ticked off. And you can understand why they do what they do instead of saying, well, why are they doing that? You know why they're doing that, because people are predictable. But until you step into that space where you can begin to understand the cause of the effect, break down the events that have shaped your past, break down the events that have shaped people, then you'll still continually attract and do the same thing over and over and over again. And that is why I'm jumping on this podcast, is because I'm a whole different person than I was 30 days ago. 30 days ago, I was scared. I was sitting in my procrastination, and I was justifying my procrastination, saying, well, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Do you know how to do this? I don't know. I'm just going to wait. Fuck no. That's not the answer. You know what the answer is? Is get in the game, Chief. It's time to step up and get in the game. I've already talked about this, the whole Rudy. Man, that's how you got to feel. And if you don't feel that way about your own dreams, your goals, and your aspirations, guess what? You're going to sit there and they're going to pass you by in the window as you're going by like a fucking train on a movie, and you see your lover getting passed by, and you're just like, whoa. We'll see you later, I guess. 20 years go down the road and you sit and wait and you regret, and you'll say, man, I could have started that business. I could have been in the NHL. I could have been in the NFL. I could have been one of the best. You know what? If you could have, would have, should have, get the fuck up and do it. Commit to the process. Commit to yourself. And I'm saying that out of love, baby. I'm saying that out of love because I believe in you. If you could be the next singer-songwriter that changes the world, step up, man. That's it. That's the only thing. Because guess what? There's other people out there doing the same thing. You're not the only one going after something. You're not the only one with this grandiose idea of anything. I'm like the millionth or more person. Millions and millions of people have podcasts. And I'm privileged and honored that you decide to take 10 to 15 minutes every day and you listen to my message, because you feel that it delivers value to your life and you can resonate on a level spiritually, business-wise, entrepreneurially. Maybe you're a fellow addict. One day at a time. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that has been my prayer for the last year and 2 months, 14 months. And it'll continue to be. God grant me the serenity for the things I cannot change. I cannot change my past. I can have courage to make amends. And I've learned to let go and let God. And I've learned to sit in a space and a place that I can deliver and be my best self. So that's today's podcast. I love you guys. It's been an awesome journey. We're gonna keep the train rolling, baby. I didn't want you guys to wait a whole 4 days before I delivered another podcast. And so that's why I stepped up, and I wanted to set the example for what this channel means and what the Mor-In The Know podcast revolves around. I'm not a phony, and neither are you. Step up and be your best self today and relax body that can produce results, because you deserve it. You deserve it. And with the deserving, you also deserve to get some freaking muscles. And with the deserving and getting some muscles means you deserve to have Field Supplements into your regimen. Field Supplements offers a variety of products that will optimize your performance, your recovery, weight loss, weight gain, and optimize your input inside and outside of the gym. We have 18 different products to choose from, different flavors, absolutely delicious. And there's a portion of our line that is water compliant, trusted source, trusted support, CGMP certified, meaning it is acceptable and tested for all amateur and professional athletes worldwide. It's water compliant, baby. So check us out, fieldsupplements.com, or on Instagram at Field Supplements. Stay more in the know at morintheknow.org. That's my personal website. You can find all the podcasts there as well as my blog. And to sign up for a 20-minute free coaching call for me to assist you on taking your game to the next level and living the life that you deserve to live in 2020, please register on my website at morintheknow.org or follow me on Instagram at morintheknow. You guys have a blessed day.